In January, my friends rented a house in Morocco to go surfing and flee from the cold weather. I landed an hour after midnight and was greeted by the sun in the morning. I'd been to the little surfing village once before, 3 years ago. And it wasn't the best experience I've ever had. We started our journey from Marrakesh. A lady almost forcingly gave me a henna tattoo. We thought that our car got stolen, although it was actually towed by the police. We got like 100 fines. We had a motorcycle accident. And to top it all off, I missed my flight home. Yeah, I'm gonna miss my flight, like, no. Yeah. Considering all this, Morocco wasn't really my favorite place that I'd want to go back to. And as I was telling these stories to my taxi driver after landing in Morocco, he said that, yeah, but this is not Morocco's fault, this is all on you. And the more I thought about it, the more it seemed true. We ourselves are the ones who create our experiences. So this time, after just a few hours of being in the little village, I felt at home. I landed in something so familiar and so unfamiliar at the same time. I love watching the surfers. It's a kind of meditation for me. I feel like surfing itself is almost like meditation as well, since you're always waiting for the perfect wave to come. And once you catch it, you're in flow state.
Stars.
I guess one of the reasons why I love Morocco so much is because there are cats everywhere. And I've been obsessed with cats for as long as I can remember. So every day there was a different cat who came to our terrace. There were cats in the thrift shops, in the carpet shops, on the streets, on motorcycles. Like everywhere you look, there are cats. 3 years ago, Morocco was the first place I ever went surfing at. And I remember how hard it felt for the first times to even try to get up on the board. And it felt like the waves were fighting against me. But now it feels so good to actually realize that I've developed, and it gets easier every time. And the thing about surfing is that I never feel more tired after doing it. Maybe it's the adrenaline rush, but every time I get out of the ocean, I feel more excited. And even if the waves are messy like they were this day, then you just can't leave a surfing session without feeling happier. Our favorite place to go during the sunset is the skate park. Of course, we're not the only ones who feel that way. Everybody likes to watch skater boys. But as it's on top of the mountain, you can see the whole village and the ocean. happened next was that our whole house started flooding with toilet water. So we were all cleaning up the toilet water. Water is one thing, but the smell, that's the real problem. If you could record smell, I would do it. My friends had to move out of their room. After I showered, my whole room flooded. We could not use the showers anymore. And at one point, we even couldn't wash dishes, really. And we also got to build a DIY outdoor shower, which was actually really cute in the end and maybe even better than the inside shower. We went out to cheer ourselves up, to just go on a walk, get some fresh air. And then we found this vending machine. You can guess how many tries it took us to finally get this bear. We had to really come up with a strategy plan. And, I didn't believe that it was even possible to get something out of these types of machines. So trust in the universe is restored. But actually, we were out looking for a fire. I remembered from the last time that the locals usually do bonfires on the beach and invite strangers to join them. So we were lucky to find one really quickly. There were some other Europeans who had come there from Tenerife. They were practicing making spontaneous plans. They didn't even know where they were going to sleep a few hours before. So one of the guys said that he's teaching the other one to not plan so much.
Is that the one you were talking about? Is that the one you're talking about?
We were walking around the village and got really confused about why he's making juice from bamboo sticks. And we wanted to try it, and it turned out it was sugarcane. Tasted like Sprite with no bubbles. I love just observing the life in the village. And of course there are the surfers and the cats and the skaters, but to actually look at how the locals are living there, what is their culture, how do they eat? They serve a lot of seafood, for example, because it's by the ocean. But we decided to try this chicken salad, which turned out to be a mixture of rice, fries, boiled potatoes, beetroot, carrots, and the chicken. It was an interesting experience. And the next day we went to Paradise Valley. Paradise Valley is this canyon like an hour away from Taghazout, and there are really beautiful hiking trails. And when you get down, there's a swimming place as well. And it was school holidays, so there were a lot of little boys doing cliff jumping. big tea culture in Morocco, and they can offer you tea almost everywhere in the skate park, on the beach, on the streets. It's a big part of their hospitality. They make the tea in a special way as well. They mix green tea with mint leaves and then add a generous amount of sugar. And they pour the tea from a very high position to mix the sugar in and create foam. They use green tea because it has a big cooling effect. My dream of going horseback riding finally came true. I've been thinking about this for the past few years. We got to go for a hike in the mountains. I was really scared for the first half an hour because I watched a lot of soap operas. And horses get scared all the time. They see a snake or something and then they throw the person off their back. And I was sure that was going to happen to me. But after like a half an hour, I started trusting the horse and realizing that she can probably feel everything I'm feeling and every movement I make. So I realized that I can trust her because she knows the mountains and is used to this road and she's not scared of the cactuses. So it was actually a really, really cool experience. On the last day, we went to a yoga class, which I think was one of the best yoga classes I've ever been to. First of all, the venue was already so cool. It was by the ocean. The girl who was giving the class actually sang and played an instrument. And it was a perfect balance of training and stretching. And soon it was time to start packing our things. We decided to cook curry for everybody, to spend the last moments with our friends, and to be grateful that Morocco treated us well this time around. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video and that it gave you some inspiration. Thank you so much for watching.